Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of May 22, 2019, Wednesday. I'm Riza Diaz. No Disneyland for former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales. Morales was denied entry to Hong Kong just months after taking the issue of China's so-called land grabbing in the West Philippine Sea to the International Criminal Court. Marian Enriquez has the story.
Nakabalik pa rin ako sa Philippines. Hindi pa tayo probinsya ng China. Kaya hindi ako tinanggap kasi hindi pa tayo probinsya ng China.
This was former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales steaming for a statement upon facing the media after being deported from Hong Kong. Carpio Morales was traveling with her husband, son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandchildren when they were separated after she was flagged as a security risk. The former ombudsman says she was put in a detention room for almost 4 hours and was interrogated before being sent back to the Philippines.
I was detained. Hindi ko nga alam na detention na pala yung Pagdating ko I was brought to a room na hindi naman yung dapat nila ng arriving visitors. Detention room parang office rin naman yon and all that. So, ang dami nilang tanong-tanong and all that.
Carpio Morales says even the immigration officials in Hong Kong could not give her a clear answer as to why she was being detained.
I kept asking, ano bang reason bakit niyo ako dinidetain? Bakit ayaw niyo akong papasukin? Ang sabi nila, immigration reason daw. I want to know so I can defend myself.
She was then informed that she would be taking a 6 p.m. flight back to the Philippines. But with some help from the Philippine consulate officials, Carpio Morales was eventually allowed entry to Hong Kong, but she was no longer interested. The former ombudsman decided to just go home instead. Carpio Morales says it was a clear sign of bullying.
Yes, that was bullying. How do you call it if that's not bullying? I think someone came up with the theory that shock and awe daw. Hindi naman ako nasi-shock, hindi naman ako na-oo. Nabubwisit lang.
Former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario agrees. Del Rosario joined Morales last March in filing a case against Chinese President Xi Jinping over Beijing's continued reclamation of land in the West Philippine Sea. The case was filed at the International Criminal Court, or ICC. Recall that around the same time, the Philippines also withdrew from the Rome Statutes which created the ICC. Malacanang says they have acted on the matter, sending foreign affairs officials to provide assistance for Morales. The palace insists it is ready to assist every Filipino abroad, regardless of their political leanings. Carpio Morales, for her part, has kept mum whether she will file legal action over what happened to her in Hong Kong. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. A police official based in Jolo, Sulu was shot dead at the North Reclamation Area on Monday. The victim was identified as Police Captain Delfin Buntuyan, a former investigator of the CIDG. Initial investigation showed that Buntuyan came from a drug hearing and was shot by 4 men on motorcycles at a stoplight. The Freeman reports that authorities are eyeing on Buntuyan's work in the police force as a motive for the murder. The shot officer is the father of Tambalan SK chairperson Christine Buntuyan, who was allegedly harassed last elections. Customers of Maynilad may be looking at bill rebates soon, as the MWSS issued a notice of obligation failure to the water concessionaire. That's after the reported water interruptions and low water pressure in large portion of the south. Maynilad has until Monday to explain why they should not be penalized after failing to meet requirements under its concession agreement. The Business World reports that if found liable, the water concessionaire is set to face penalties imposed by the regulatory office. And this from the Philippine Star, a woman leads the 2019 graduating class of the Philippine Military Academy. 21-year-old Dion May Apolog Umalia from Ilocos ranked first among the 263-strong graduates of the PMA batch Mabalasik. Umalia is the 5th female cadet topping the graduating class of the country's premier military training institution. The graduation rites of the PMA class of 2019 is set on Sunday with 73 females and 190 males marching to get their honors. The proclamation of new senators and party lists is set today after it was postponed once again yesterday. But the COMELEC's job just ain't over yet, as the poll body has yet to face complaints for the glitches on election day. Justin Punsalang with this report.
The Commission on Elections is preparing for a full technical explanation for the 7-hour delay in the transmission of votes on Election Day. Despite the delay, the COMELEC maintains there were no anomalies, just a snag in the data flow from transparency servers. And with the PPCRV backing up the poll body, it is also ready to face any complaints. Poll watchdog Mata sa Balota has actually filed a draft case against COMELEC officials over the breakdown of nearly 1,000 VCMs.
It's their right. They certainly have every right to do that. But I think the idea there is to just meet the complaint, no? I mean, kung merong allegations, sagutin at paliwanagan. That's all we can do about it.
But it looks like COMELEC now has to face more complaints. That's on the back of the postponed proclamation of winning senators and party lists on Tuesday. The COMELEC explained that the proclamation did not push through because of a delay in the delivery of certificates of canvass from the U.S. Capitol.
Very sorry to disappoint everyone, but it looks like today is not the day. What do we say to the gods of proclamation? Not today.
The COMELEC needed to wait for the U.S. votes because there's an estimate of more than 200,000 votes from Washington, D.C.
In order to make sure na wala ng movement sa ranking ng mga elected officials natin, we need to get that squared away.
Despite the delays, the election results from the United States has finally arrived a little before midnight last night. And with this, the COMELEC can now announce the newest members of the Legislative Department. For News 5, Justine Punsalang, we are One News.
It's an overwhelming majority of administration senators in the 18th Congress after the results of this year's midterm elections. The COMELEC has finished a tally for all 167 certificates of canvass, and true to poll surveys, Senator Cynthia Villar emerged on top with over 25 million votes. Trailing her is Senator Grace Poe, followed by former presidential aide Bongo. Pia Cayetano is at the 4th spot, followed by Bato de la Rosa and Sonny Angara. Lito Lapid is on the 7th spot. Amy Marcos is next, ranking number 8 in the tally. Francis Tolentino, with the same 15 million votes to his belt, is at number 9. Coco Pimentel, Bong Revilla, and Nancy Binay remained stuck to their place in the last 3 spots of the Magic 12 since this weekend. Re-electionist JV Ejercito and opposition Senator Bam Aquino trailed close to Senator Nancy Binay, but the vote count from the last 2 COCs did not favor them. Proclamation for the senators is set at 10 in the morning later today, while party list groups will have theirs later tonight at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, here are the day's biggest stories. Senator Kiko Pangilinan says he will be president of the Liberal Party only until June. He said he has tendered his resignation from his party post, taking responsibility for the complete shutout of the opposition candidates in the senatorial elections. But Vice President Leni Robredo says Pangilinan's job is far from done. Outgoing Senator Bam Aquino was the only Ocho Derecho candidate to come close to winning a Senate seat, but he still came in short at number 14. Robredo, who is also chairperson of the Liberal Party, says she has not accepted Pangilinan's resignation. She has similarly withheld action on Quezon City Representative Kit Belmonte's offer to step down as LP Secretary General. Robredo says the party still needs Pangilinan and Belmonte's services. Meanwhile, Malacanang has asked the Justice Department to look into the campaign and actions of former National Youth Commission Chairman Ronald Cardema. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said Cardema may have remained active in his Youth Commission post despite his having been deemed resigned on account of his bid to be Youth Party List representative in Congress.
We referred the case of Cardema to the DOJ because we have received reports that despite his filing of a certificate of substitution, he presided over a meeting subsequent to that certification. So we are referring the matter to the DOJ.
More on that news, the Comelec has yet to decide or has yet to rule on Cardema's petition to be his party list nominee to the House of Representatives. Even so, Cardema already refers to himself as an incoming congressman on his Facebook account. Cardema may have also violated the Party List System Act, where youth representatives are required to be no older than 30 years old. In his Facebook account, Cardema indicated that he was born in 1986. That would make him 33 years old this year. Senator Ping Lacson took to Twitter to express his dismay at Cardema and the Duterte Youth Party List. Members of Progressive Party List have also criticized Cardema and called on the Comelec to disqualify him from the party list seat.
Kapal ng mukha mo, boy, na baguhin mo na agad yung Facebook status mo. Incoming congressman, wala pa lamang desisyon ng Comelec. Talagang yung hangin ay pumasok na sa kanyang kokote.
Ginawa nitong dating NYC Chair Cardema sa paggamit sa NYC, pag-abuso sa resources ng NYC at saka sa kanyang public position. No? Hindi lang siya traidor sa NYC, traidor siya sa mga kabataang Pilipino.
Meanwhile, senators approved a measure that may soon allow employees to trade longer work hours for more days off. Romel Lopez has the story.
The Upper House finally passed the Senate Bill 151, or the Alternative Working Arrangement Bill, which aims to give both employees and their employers options for a flexible working schedule. Under the bill authored by Senator Joel Villanueva, employees can choose to extend their work hours to lessen their total work days. This is as long as the employees can render at least 40 hours of work per week. For Jeremy and Cito, office mate in the manufacturing industry, the bill is an answer to their prayers.
Pwede naman po para medyo may pahinga, madagdag pahinga rin, tsaka bonding sa family.
Ganun pa rin naman ang ang parang oras lang din naman ang pinahaba eh. At least tama yung sabi nila na magkakaroon ka na ng time talaga sa pamilya mo.
But for Jesus Aranza, chairman of Federation of Philippine Industries, flexi time can impact the productivity of employees, especially if they choose to work longer hours.
Para bang tinuturuan mo na kami na kung ano dapat namin gawin. We know our companies. Pag lumampas dyan, bumabawas na ang productivity ng isang empleyado.
This could also breed conflict in the relationship between the employee and the employers.
Sasabihin ng mga empleyado, ayon sa bagong batas, mayroon na kaming flexible time. Sabi naman ng kumpanya, hindi, sabi ng batas, hindi man mandatory. Hindi, kailangan pag-usapan natin. Patay na. Magkakaroon na ng sigalutan yan. Away-away na, diskusyon na.
Aranza also pointed out that their sector was not consulted in the bill's creation. He hopes they can weigh in on the flexi-time bill before it is implemented. For News 5, Romel Lopez, we are One News.
Time now to check in on the latest on sports and entertainment. After over 3 years of action, Toronto ran away with a 118-112 victory to finally clinch a win in its final series against Milwaukee. The Raptors and the Bucks took Game 3 to a thrilling double overtime with neither squad willing to give up. But foul trouble ultimately spelled doom for the Bucks as Giannis Antetokounmpo graduated with 6 in OT number 2. Milwaukee struggled to get their offense going after that, and the Raptors held on for the crucial win. They will try to make it 2 for 2 in today's Game 4. But two-time defending champions Golden State Warriors are already advancing to their 5th consecutive finals after sweeping the Portland Trail Blazers. Injuries could not stop the Warriors from booking their finals ticket with an overtime win, 119-117. Steph Curry landed 37 points, 11 assists, and 13 rebounds, while Draymond Green had 18 points, 11 assists, and 14 rebounds. The two were the first teammates in NBA history to both score triple-doubles in a playoff game. Now, their trip to this year's finals is also something that hasn't been done in 50 years. Golden State now joins the Boston Celtics of the 60s as the only team to ever reach 5 consecutive NBA championship series. And Charlie's Angels star Cameron Diaz was spotted having a good time in Palawan. Diaz was seen by local fans in chilling out at a barbecue shop in El Nido. It seems that Diaz is out on a secret visit since she hasn't announced her trip in any of her social media accounts. And that's how the day is shaping up to be this Wednesday, May 22, 2019. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.